Got a package today I ordered from eBay. I want to show this in person versus doing it in my previous videos. I'm going to try to do this kind of stuff again. I don't like just doing it by photos, and it's kind of boring when you do like door control stuff like that. Good packaging. This is Stanley Duraglide Lock. The right hand. This felt safe, but it's not a felt safe. It's felt secure. Looking at the photos, that might have had it adjusted before. And you can make it a felt safe, felt secure. Actually, it might be a felt. It is a felt safe. Okay. Felt secure uses the top two screws, the bolting screws there for the solenoid. Felt safe goes to the bottom. Kind of wanted to go through and show what the common problems are. Man, this guy really did a good package job. Oh. Okay. So, this is what she looks like. If I could take and power it up sometime, I will. I have to get a power cord attachment there. And then I'll have to look and see as far as the signals and what switches need to go from one to the other. This is probably just from a pull. It's been used. A lot of times the cam and latch, these would be pretty worn. This is fairly good condition. And the spring here would be kind of not springy enough. You can see at this switch here, this corrosion is already forming. Let's see if I can pull this. I don't think I can, it might be locked. So, you have 3 limit switches here. And a lot of times they go bad. This is the other limit switch there. So when this is pulled like this, this energizes, and this stays like this. So when you lose power, the solenoid loses, and this is able for the door to break open. That's why it's called a fail-safe. So when the door is closed, the solenoid is energized, and this stays. When it's locked, you can't open it until you remove power. So there's 2 screws here with the ground wire. We're going to remove that. That's why we're looking to see. This has been rebuilt by some company I'm not aware of. Ace, okay. I don't know too much about that company. And then since you can't remove the harness, you can't move the board until the harness is removed, you have to take and get in there and wiggle this up. Usually I just took a flat tip screwdriver and you would push up on that. Basically just by doing this and just pressing up on both ends. But it's usually loose enough that you can take and do it by your fingers. See, Now that's removed. Just like that. Now get it out of the way so I can slide it. So, to rebuild this and to make this like new, these switches here would be replaced automatically. Solenoid every now and then will go bad. Not too often. But you'll see a giant crack and it'll be kind of a burnt. This does have a crack here, but that's just from age. And it doesn't look like it goes all the way through. And then you blow the dust. And then you would usually you put white lithium grease on these here, the springs. Now for the circuit board, it's very simple design. You have your power come in through here. Okay, so that's what that would. This was the rebuild. You can see that the sticker's removed. This is from Door Control USA down in Texas. They do fairly good service work. Let me see if I can just kind of point. I'm not gonna stand and look at the circuit board. I may be able to lower this too. I kind of have you on a light. I have a tripod. That's what work with this there. So, you have your power going through the transformer, and then from the transformer, actually have your power going to the transformer, out of the transformer to the bridge. From the secondary side, go to the bridge, and from the bridge it goes through these series of resistors and diodes and out to the circuitry. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a brush, just like a paintbrush. I'm going to show you this. This is how, this is dirty. I'm just brushing off the dirt. And what I'm going to look for is the common problem for Stanley's stuff. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. Stanley always has this problem. It's called cold solder joints. And they've never seemed to get it right. And I don't know why. But a lot of the products have it formed. Alright. This pin here, you'll see that crack, that circle. Let's zoom in. So, this is a common problem with Stanley stuff. I'm going to try to get this light to stop shaking. So, this will need to be resoldered here and here. See that? Got it right there. Same way with here. So basically all you're going to do is resolder all these solder joints here and all these here. Usually the transformer has them. But you don't have to worry about the transformer falling off if they're screwed down. Now this connection here usually will have a couple. And I don't really see, and I'm looking from right to left, I don't see none. But what I'll do is resolder all those, just to make sure. And then you have your Zener diode here. Always gets hot for some reason. And I always like to resolder all those solder connections. Let's go down to the terminal strip. And they seem to look pretty good, surprisingly. Now you notice this thin trace here. It's just for the LED. That's all it's for. You're gonna make sure that you can see it kind of have a corrosion going. I'm gonna make sure that they have a soldered connection, following it back to where it belongs. To that resistor there. So I'm gonna make sure that that has power. Because one's an indicator light and one's a lock light. Now, for logic, and I would have to go through and look at what the switches do anymore. Most of the time, it's just easy enough just to change out these two guys. If the stuff is not plugged in, your transistor here commonly will go bad. Your IOFs, this one here, the IOF, the MOSFET, this is the 730. It will short out only if the solenoid is bad. Occasionally these capacitors will be bad, not that often. Mostly the smaller ones. But if you're going to be doing a rebuild service, you might as well just say, okay, we're going to resolder all the connection. We're going to change out these capacitors. I'm going to change out the switches. So you know every time that this thing is going to work 100%. So let's say that you want to change this to a fail secure. And it's a fail safe. Then you take this blue jumper here and you move it to this spot here. Then, in addition to that, you would be required to take and remove these 4 screws here. Move the solenoid up. And then you're going to have to take this cam and change it. I believe, now I'll have to sit here and remember how that's done. I believe that is done, you take this bar, sorry, you can't even see what I'm pointing at. You take this bar here and put it at the top here and it screws in. Let's see if I can zoom out now. You don't need to see all the way. So once this solenoid is up higher, then this bar here goes to the top of the pawl. And then this spring is done differently as well. This piece here, this metal stud, just put it in the opposite side, just put it in right there. And the spring itself, actually it may still be done like this, but the spring itself gets done differently as well. You just put it in a different location. And that's pretty much all that is for the fail safe to the fail secure. It's not that hard. But as far as a rebuild, you fix this to make it like it's brand new. Exactly what I just said to do. You're going to change out the 3 switches automatically. You're just going to get rid of them. Hundreds, a couple hundred times a day that the door is going to be opening and closed and this thing's going to be locked. And just solder joints on this. Pretty much is flat out number one thing. It's going to cause problems. It's solder joint. I don't think I've ever seen this fuse be blown. Can't say that it won't, but I can almost guarantee you that I could say that it will never blow. Unless, of course, the transformer itself is fine. And you will see that it's going to be a big burnt, and it'll smell. And when you plug it in, it'll smoke. So, I can almost attest that I've never seen that been bad. I've seen the bridge short out. You know, you have no output from your DC, so you change the bridge out. And then it's just a KBP 005M. You can probably find a cross-reference on that online. And it's pretty simple enough on how that works. I'm going to try to move this transistor up just a little bit. I'm going to find some documentation about this online and print it out, and I can go through this once I get power hooked up to this. And we can actually do a rundown on how it works and test it. Well, I hope you learned something from this video. If you're having problems with one of these locks and you need me to fix it up for you, send me an email and we'll work out a deal. Email is going to be listed in this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe. Send me comments. I'll see you next time.